Good morning, Bitcoiners. Welcome to Bitcoin for Me and More channel. We're going to talk about Bitcoin, crypto assets, technology, and the future. Bitcoin for Me and More is also a book available at Amazon. And if you retweet this video, you can get it for free. Here we don't give financial advice. We give education and entertainment. Okay, what's going on? We're going to talk obviously about Ukraine again, about Russia, about Bitcoin, about the SWIFT system, and all the news that are interrelated into this terrible situation that is happening right now, and how can you protect yourself against any eventuality. You need an insurance. More than ever, you need a hedge, you need insurance, and Bitcoin is your insurance. Let's talk about this. Okay. Markets are a little bit volatile, but more or less maintaining this price level for Bitcoin in 38, 39, around that area. The market is waiting for news. Still is red, but only slightly red. Fear is extreme, obviously, because too many things, not only in the markets. It's fear in Ukraine, it's fear in Russia, it's fear everywhere in the world. You know? They are talking about using nuclear weapons now. Let's hope that doesn't get to this. Finger crossed. But here in the candle chart, it went down yesterday for some reason, and then it's recovering now. So it's more or less stable in the area 38, 39 for the moment. But we can expect a very rocky week, I think. Hopefully things will get better. And here you go. Ted Cruz, a U.S. senator, says that he's bullish on Bitcoin because it's decentralized and uncontrollable. This is a key word. This is probably the word that I tell you more than anything else. Is decentralized. Extremely important to use a decentralized network, because decentralized networks cannot be shut down. And in situations like this, like in war, you need something that cannot be shut down. Let's see about that. Okay. The other day I was talking trash about Europe because the sanctions they were using against Russia were very, very weak, but now they are getting better. I think they realized that they had to be stronger. Germany is not going to buy gas from Russia anymore. The SWIFT system, they are gonna kick out banks, or at least some of the banks in Russia, from the SWIFT system. That's quite important. That's quite extreme even. Germany is sending weapons to Ukraine to help the defense the invasion. So at least Europe is doing something rather than talking. That's a good thing. But there will be also consequences about all these measures, all these sanctions. And the first thing that you have to realize is that the SWIFT system is a central database that is controlled by the Federal Reserve. So if you need to use the SWIFT system, you need to realize as a country that you can be expelled from the system at any time. Russia is now out of the system. Ukraine is now out of the system for different reasons. But Iran is out of the system. But if you depend from a system that can be switched off by but by Biden or the Federal Reserve, that means that you're not independent. That means that strategically you are taking a lot of risk. Russia has realized that, China has realized that, Iran has realized that, and everybody in the world is realizing that. So, oh my God, we depend 100% on a system that we don't control, and is very centralized, and is up to the the US to use it or not use it, or let us use it or not. It's not good. It's not good. The SWIFT system is good. It's good, but you need another system, a plan B, in case something like this happens. And the plan B is a decentralized system like Bitcoin. Here's James Lewis talking about that if you want, if the Federal Reserve want to expel one country from the SWIFT, you has to press one button. That's it. But if you wanna shut down Bitcoin, you have to close the entire internet all over the world for months. So that's not very feasible. That's the Bitcoin network is much more secure than the SWIFT network, for sure. Also, in Ukraine, obviously, because they are at war, they're having problems with communications, and probably the internet is not working in some places, and the reception for mobile phones probably not working in places either. But the vice minister of Ukraine, Fedorov, he sent a tweet to Elon Musk saying, please, can we use the Starlink system? The Starlink system is an internet connection through satellite that belongs to is one of the companies from Elon Musk. And Elon Musk replied and said, yes, you can use it. It's now active in Ukraine. So there you go. Even if the internet is shut down at ground level, you can use internet from the sky. So there you go. This is a system that the combination of Bitcoin network connecting through Starlink is very, very robust. It's impossible to break it down. And yes, this is the testimony of somebody in Ukraine saying that I had to leave the country. I went to Kazakhstan and now I have no money. The only thing I got is Bitcoin, Ethereum, and NFTs. Thanks to this, I am surviving. So there you go. You need plan B. You need more than ever. You need to have some Bitcoin in case the fiat system goes down to zero, in case your bank doesn't let you withdraw money, in case your country gets kicked out of the SWIFT system. You cannot rely on centralized powers, because centralized powers, they are fragile, and second, they can decide that you are not welcome in the system. And this is the Bitcoin network. All these are nodes. I reckon there's about 15,000 nodes all over the world. You can start your node, and this is what makes the network very secure. One node, it takes you just download a program, and you click start, and it is making copies of the internet 24 hours a day. So it's securing the network, and as long as there is one node running, the Bitcoin will be running, because this is how the blockchain works. So it's very, very robust system. And from the BBC says that millions in Bitcoin are pouring to Ukraine from donors. Bitcoin is freedom. Bitcoin is the only one that cannot be stopped. You cannot send dollars. You cannot use the SWIFT system in Ukraine. Banks are not working, but Bitcoin is getting there to the people that need it. So if you want to send Bitcoin, I'll give you an address in a minute. And these are some journalists that they went there to try to cover the situation in the war, and they needed a car, so they bought a car and they pay in Bitcoin. This is how it works. Also, because the banks are getting out of the SWIFT system, the Russian ruble is sinking. It's going from 83 per dollar to 171 per dollar, and today, Monday, it's gonna go even lower probably. So this is a disaster for the people in Russia that they don't have any say in this war. They don't want the war. Most Russians don't want this war, and they have to suffer now because their money is worth a third of what it was 2 days ago. So this is really bad, and this is another reason why you need to invest in Bitcoin. Now they are trying desperately to buy Bitcoin. Everybody in Russia is trying to buy Bitcoin, but now it's kind of difficult because they are out of the SWIFT system. Probably the exchanges are not going to be happy to cooperate there in Russia. There's always ways to buy Bitcoin through peer-to-peer, like in China, things like that, but it's more difficult now. So that's why you cannot wait until it's too late. You have to do it before. They could see this coming, and they should have bought Bitcoin before this, like the Ukrainian did. Already 13.7 million in Bitcoin have been donated to Ukraine, and this number keeps going up. So this is something to keep in mind. Also, Ukraine was ready for this. Ukraine, they knew this was coming, and last year they bought 46,351 Bitcoin. That's more than $2 billion, and they got it. And thanks to the country and the government, they can resist for many months all this invasion, and they can defend themselves. This is thanks to Bitcoin, because this is the time to buy Bitcoin was last year. Because now it's very difficult to buy Bitcoin for Ukrainian people and for Russians. That if these things get worse in Europe or in America, the time to buy Bitcoin for us is now. It's now because we can still access an exchange, and we can still send dollars or euros, and we can still buy Bitcoin. Bitcoin is insurance, and Bitcoin is what you need to have in case something, the shit, hit the fan. Also, this in Ukraine, the transactions in Bitcoin, peer-to-peer transactions are going up by 300%. People are buying and selling Bitcoin. They are buying food and munitions and whatever using Bitcoin, because Bitcoin is now the only currency that is working in Ukraine. Also, the Russian banks are gonna get isolated from the SWIFT. Will they use Bitcoin? Well, this is a very interesting question. So it's certainly an option. I don't think it's going to happen so quick, because unless they are ready, unless they've been getting ready secretly, I don't think it's so easy to switch from the SWIFT system to a Bitcoin system. There's a lot more complexities there, but it's certainly an option, and certainly they're going to get ready. If it doesn't happen now, they're going to get ready for next time. Next time, Russia, China, and many other countries are thinking of a plan B, because they know that the SWIFT system, it belongs to the US, and you need permission, and you can be centralized. It's happening now. So certainly a possibility. If that happens, Bitcoin will go through the roof, because they will buy Bitcoin like crazy. But it's probably not going to happen yet, but it's going to happen slowly, and not only with Russia. It's going to happen with Ukraine. It's going to happen in many countries, because they realize that they need a decentralized system. The SWIFT system is not neutral, it's not decentralized, so it's very fragile. So this will happen in the future for sure. Also, there's Bitcoin. Government bans Bitcoin, but Bitcoin doesn't care. Because Bitcoin is decentralized and that cannot be banned. And also, I'm gonna leave here in the comments, I'm gonna leave you these 3 addresses. If you wanna donate money to help the Ukrainian people, you can send Bitcoin to this address, you can send Ethereum to this address, or you can use USDT to this address. This is actually being published by the Vice Prime Minister of Ukraine, Mikhailo Fedorov. So there you go. Thank you very much for watching. Let's hope there's I think Putin is gonna talk to the Ukrainian Prime Minister today. Let's hope it's good news about that, and they get to an agreement and they stop the war. Finger crossed. We don't want the war. We don't want this. and this is really bad for everybody. Thank you very much for watching, and remember to subscribe and press the notification bell. I will see you tomorrow. Bye bye.